Well, good morning and welcome to the Fogcast. You're here with me, as always, with Foghorn from Harlow Town Fans TV. Now, before I get into the main talking point of the show, which is the weekend's results, just to recap, Harlow beat Haringey Borough 2-0 on Monday, and on Tuesday last week, Woodford drew 0-0 with Tower Hamlets. But today, we have got an action-packed show for you, as there was goals going in left, right and centre across the league and of course across the FA Cup. Now, as always, the games featured will just be over Friday, Saturday and Sunday. So without further ado, let's look in to the FA Cup action from this weekend. Of course, the FA Cup draw is today for the fourth round Premier League ties, which is where the conference teams come into it. By the time you see this, the FA Cup draw may or may have not already been out. But we'll go ahead with this, and I will do a FA Cup draw reaction for the Essex teams that are left in it, and of course who Orion will get later on this week. Now, looking into the FA Cup, of course, with my trusty football web pages. Great app, go and download it if you haven't got it. Leagues all the way from the top to the bottom. You really can't go wrong with it. Now, looking into the FA Cup action from Saturday, the results that are in and around us was Corinthians Casuals 0, St Albans City 3, Bath City 3, Lewis 0. If you watched my FA Cup prediction video, where I said the biggest shock will probably come at Whitehawk. Thank God I didn't put a bet on it, because the final score of that game was Billericay Town 9, Whitehawk 1. So a fantastic result for Billericay there, and commiserations to Whitehawk. Now, Brackley Town 2, Marine 3. Brighton Sea Regent 0, Torquay United 3. Of course, I did say I couldn't see Brighton Sea going through with that one, and I was correct there as well. Now, obviously, I'm skimming through all the northern results that don't really matter. I'll give Eastbourne Borough a shout out as well. 4-3 they beat Dulwich Hamlet, and of course, for those that don't know, Super Dean Cox, as I call him, plays at Eastbourne Borough, and he actually scored in that game and got an assist as well. And of course, Concord Rangers with another win in the FA Cup against Beaconsfield Town 2-1. And here's what Fraser Shaw had to say on it.
Win today, thoughts on the game?
I thought it was a good game. There wasn't really much football being played in it, but sometimes to get the win, it's not always going to be pretty. I thought the boys dug deep after conceding the equaliser. We showed great character to get back into the game.
Well, thank you very much for Concord Rangers for allowing me to use that bit of the clip. And of course, Fraser Shaw got the goal in that game as well. Now, looking further down into the results, Gloucester City 3, Dorking Wanderers 3, Hampton and Richmond 1, AFC Hornchurch 0, Haringey Borough 2, AFC Sudbury 1, Hemel Hempstead 5, Ramsgate 0, Hereford 0, Welling United 2, Hitchin 2, Hastings United 0, Hungerford 1, Wealdstone 2, Kettering 4, Hendonsford Town 0, Leatherhead 1, Hanwell Town 1, St Notes 2, Collarville Town 2, Slough Town 2, Bristol Manor Farm 2, Western Supermare 1, Cockashall Town 0. Of course, I said I'd like to see Cockashall go through with that one, but unfortunately it was not to be. Tiverton Town 3, Metropolitan Police 3. And going on to Sunday, Hendon beat Lancing Town. Of course, last time we mentioned this was their replay. They beat them 4-0. But first of all, remember we spoke about Lancing maybe getting reinstated into the competition. Of course, because Phoenix Sport fielding a eligible player. Now, of course, they've been knocked out now, so commiserations to Lancing. But to be reinstated in the first place, I think is a fantastic thing, and well done to the FA. Now, that is the FA Cup covered. Let's get on to the conference. Welcome to the conference results over the weekend. No further ado, Aldershot Town 3, FC Halifax Town 0. Barnet 2, Solihull Moors 0. Barrow 2, Sutton United 1. Braintree Town 1, Eastleigh 2. Chesterfield 0, Hyde 0. Dover Athletic 1, Salford 4, which of course sees Salford stay top of the league. Ebbsfleet United 0, Haringey Town 2. Gateshead United 2, Dagenham Redbridge 0. Hartlepool United 2, Bournemouth 0. Maidstone 0, Bromley 1. Wrexham 1, Haviland to Louisville 0. And of course, one of the games I attended, Maidenhead United 0, Leyton Orient 2. So I'm going to let you see the Bonnie goal, which was the first goal as recorded by myself. And then we're going to go straight in to the National League South fixtures. Well, that's a nice easy one. There was no National League South fixtures. Maybe I should take a little bit more time to have a look before I start recording this. But you know what? I like it to be live, and I like it to be as if it was live and raw. That's why you'll see my hands going into different clips and stuff like that. Because that's what it will be like when it's live. So, no Conference South fixtures. But one league that I know there definitely was fixtures in over the weekend is the Bostik Premier, which is up next. Now, in the Bostik Premier League this week, obviously there was a lot of FA Cup fixtures, so there wasn't many in the Bostik Premier League. But what we did have did conjure up some goals and 2 0-0s. First of all, Bishop Stortford drew 2-2 at home with Burgess Hill Town. Vital point for Burgess Hill Town, really, considering where they are in the league at the moment. Enfield drew 0-0 with Merson. Kingstonian 4, Folkestone Invicta 1. Margate 0, Harlow Town 0. Of course, massive result for the Hawks. Can't comment too much on the performance as I wasn't there. As you can see previously, I was at the Leyton Orient Maidenhead game. And is there any stopping Tonbridge? I know Salford beat them 3-2. But other than that little blip, they've had an amazing season. Tonbridge Angels 2, Potters Bar Town 1. Now we go on to the Isthmian North. On to the Isthmian North now. There's a lot more goals in the fixtures of these games than there was in the Isthmian Prem. Of course, there was more fixtures, but there was only 1 0-0 in this round of fixtures. And that come between Basildon United and Bury Town, which is a shock really, because Basildon United have been scoring goals for fun. Barking 1 at Dereham Town 0. Brentwood Town 4, Somer Town Rangers 1. Canvey Island 1, Tilbury 1. A 7-goal thriller, finishing 4-3 to Grays Athletic against Great Walkering Rovers. Malden and Tipperary Town 0, AB 1, which is yet another clean sheet to my mate David Hughes, of course, former Harlow Town keeper. Another 7-goal thriller. This time, the away team with the 3 points, beating Middenhall Town 4-3. What a great result that was for Haybridge Swifts. And Witham with yet another defeat. What is happening to Witham Town at the moment? They lost 2-0 at home to Bowers and Pitsea. And now we're looking to the Isthmian South. Well, for those that don't know and don't follow the lower league regions of the Isthmian carefully, of course you'll notice that this said South Central. That's because the leagues have been split into 3 leagues rather than just the Isthmian North and Isthmian South. It's now the Isthmian North, the Isthmian South Central and the Isthmian South East. So looking into the Isthmian South Central, or the Bostik League South Central, it was Bracknell Town 1, Bedford Sports 1, FC Romania 0, Chipstead Town 5, Hayes and Yedding 7, Ashford Town, the Middlesex team 1, Moseley 0, Cheshunt 1, South Park 0, Chalfont St Peter 5, Tooting and Mitcham 3, Hertford Town 1, Waltham Abbey 3, Uxbridge 0, Ware 3, Egham Town 1, Westfield 1, Northwood Town 2. Now, whilst I'm on the topic of Northwood Town, for those that follow me on Twitter and Facebook, you will notice that Foghorn on the Tour goes properly on tour tomorrow, as I actually only do the second of 2 games where I don't have an affiliation with a club that I'm going to watch. Now, tomorrow I will be going to Wingate and Finchley, of course a team in the Isthmian Premier League, which is one of Harlow Town's opponents this year, but I've never been to their ground as of yet, so it'd be nice to go there. And I'll be going with Northwood thanks to Dean Barker, one of the coaches. It's going to be a lot more professional vlog for those that I've had comments that people don't really like me doing it from in with all the singing and swearing and stuff like that, which there's stuff for everyone. Some people absolutely love it, some people dislike it. So this one I'm hoping is going to be beneficial for both kind of viewers that I have. So I won't be singing or banging the drum. I don't support Northwood, I don't support Wingate and Finchley. It would just make me look like a wally. So I'm going to go there, and you may see me in a Northwood FC jacket. That is because I'm going to be in and amongst it all. It's going to be almost as if the camera was from my eyes as a coach. So I'll be going into the dressing room hopefully, and we'll be sitting on the bench providing approval from both clubs. So that is something I am looking forward to, and of course that will be uploaded onto Harlow Town Fans TV tomorrow. Now we look into the Isthmian League South East. Well, many goals in the Isthmian South East. We start off with Ashford United 2, Three Bridges 4, Cray Wanderers 7, Faversham Town 2, East Grinstead 1, Sevenoaks Town 1, Haywood Heath 2, Sittingbourne 0, Hythe Town 3, VCD Athletic 0. And of course we spoke about Phoenix Sports getting dumped back out of the FA Cup. They drew 2-2 with Wetterleaf. I do apologise if I pronounce your name wrong there, guys. Thamesmead Town 3, Guernsey 0. And Whitstable Town 2, Greenwich Borough 0. Now, of course, that is all the leagues covered that I cover bar one. Let's look in to the Essex Senior League. Now, in the Essex Senior League, we're going to look at Saturday's fixtures and then go back to Friday's game, and there will be an obvious reason as to why. Now, Saturday, Clapton FC 2, Stansted FC 5. They're absolutely killing it, Stansted. Enfield 3, Stanway Rovers 1. Of course, another tenant of Harlow Town FC getting 3 points there, so well done to Enfield. Ilford FC 0, Waltham Stowe FC 1. Sorry, I don't know what's happened there. But Leighton Athletic 5, Barkingside 0. Now, for those that don't follow the Essex Senior League, Jesus, what a poor result for Barkingside there. Of course, my mate Lloyd from Woodford Town's going to be laughing his socks off. But well done to Leighton Athletic. They've been getting stuffed every week. What a result for them, well done. Redbridge, yet another defeat to high-flying Holbridge Sports FC, which finished 1-0 to Holbridge away to Redbridge. Now, I know I've got affiliation with Woodford, obviously, through them ground sharing and me doing their vlogs and so on and so forth. And obviously, they're doing well in the league, but I think Holbridge have got this league. I think if a team honestly is going to win this league, and I'm honest about it. Holbury Sports will win the league this year without a shadow of a doubt. Now, Southend Walden Town 1, Hoddesdon Town 1. Southend Manor 0, West Essex FC 1. Of course, a poor result for Adam Peake's men there. Now, Sporting Bengal, after getting thrashed against Woodford Town last week, and thrashed at the weekend as well, just gone. This weekend, 5-2 winners against Salversworth Town. Now, Tower Hamlets drew 0-0 with Woodford Town, like I said, midweek, in what was a very good fixture, and class keeping by the goalkeeper, really. He wasn't there, and it can possibly, no disrespect, I don't know the other Tower Hamlets goalkeeper, but it could be possibly be shown as why to this result finished the way it did. St Margaret's-Bury FC 6, Tower Hamlets 0. Now, going on to the Friday's result, of course, for me, that was game 3 of 4. It finished Woodford Town 2, Takeley FC 0. Of course, Takeley FC were the favourites before the league kicked off to run away with this division. 2 for now, really. Now, the highlights I'm going to show you are from the cold end that cover all various leagues from the non-league spectrum down to reserve games, Woodford Town games, so on and so forth. There has been a few Woodford Town games. It's going to be some interesting stuff coming up with myself, Foghorn, and Barry from the cold end working together in terms of Woodford Town. So I'll, of course, do my vlogs. But we're looking into, he'll produce the highlights. So he does high quality highlights. I like to be there and jump around and get involved and help my mate Lloyd out. And then I will be doing the interviews. There's a lot of interesting stuff coming up between me and Woodford Town that I can't quite announce yet due to legal reasons. But this is one that I can announce, so that is something to look at. So make sure you go and follow him. And here's the goals, courtesy of the cold end, from Woodford Town 2, Takeley 0.
Straight back in, Leo.
Check that out for a second goal from Friday night's game with Woodford Town, who are now up to 3rd. They never lose in yellow. They've changed their yellow to their yellow kit for 4 games, and they've only dropped 2 points in that time. Now, as always, I go over what games I'll be travelling to this week, and of course I've already mentioned it will be Wingate and Finchley and Northwood FC in the Middlesex County Cup. A little bit of trivia, the first ever winners of that was Leighton Orient, back when we was known as Clapton. So I'll be there. And of course on Saturday, when Harlow Town return to league action at Barrows Farm against Carshalton Athletic. Now, it's been a while since I've seen them play. It's been about 10 years now. So thank you as always for watching. It's been me, Foghorn, from Harlow Town Fans TV. And look out for the FA Cup reaction video within a couple of days. And of course, the Foghorn Tour, Wingate and Finchley v Northwood FC vlog from 10 o'clock tomorrow night. Thanks for watching.